I think the absolute best thing about South Park joining the Panderverse is the fact that Trey Parker and Matt Stone made it wildly available to everyone out there that may not be very well up to date with the whole drama happening between Disney, Lucasfilm, Kathleen Kennedy, Bob Iger, and really made that pretty much the norm and very well known at this point to not just Disney fans, Star Wars fans, Marvel fans that have had a very big ongoing issue, but now everyone knows about Kathleen Kennedy and her exact overall motive and what she has been doing to the Star Wars brand itself. This is Mike Zero. Subscribe if you're new and like this video to see future updates. I'm also on Twitter at Mike01. I thank you also very much for the great and kind support. Now, the thing about Parker and Stone is that they really have been involved in a lot of drama with the Disney heads. We already talked about how they had numerous legal meetings, both remotely and in person, back and forth about what happened with the Panderverse event and how they have been blaming that on their recent massive dip in Disney Plus subscribers, roughly 5% of subscriber loss for Disney Plus. And look, there's really no way to prove that at the end of the day. We know that Disney has been making very bad calls to the point where now they're already trying to reform the Marvel Cinematic Universe by reintroducing the fan-favorite characters that have been lost since Avengers Endgame. More on that a little bit later, though. What's interesting about this has a lot to do with the fact of what Comedy Central and South Park Studios are doing as a way to take action against Disney after what they did to South Park themselves. Let's get into it. Now, with South Park Studios and Comedy Central already preparing to create and develop more parodies of Disney and Lucasfilm, and having made that aware to Disney, one major plan that was pitched by both Trey Parker and Matt Stone is something that is now in the works behind the scenes as a way of taking action against Disney for creating unnecessary legal meetings. Not only are more events and episodes already approved by Comedy Central to mock Disney, Bob Iger and Kathleen Kennedy, but the major pitch here, the mother of all proposals, was made and taken in by Comedy Central to move forward with creating an exclusive future film that will focus on creating a parody of Disney, Mickey Mouse, Bob Iger, Kathleen Kennedy, Steamboat Mickey, and of course more, running around 1 hour and 20 minutes in total. There are even talks being made between the Comedy Central heads and Parker/Stone to put up a strategy to actually release this film in theaters, but they are in the process of figuring that out on whether or not it should be a theatrical release or a streaming film. Though a planned film mocking Disney would not release in 2024, this pitch that was made by both Parker and Stone is already approved and in early development, as they see the current status of Disney as a gold mine. The major pitch by Parker and Stone was that the events and episodes mocking Disney throughout 2024 would be used as a prelude to essentially a future South Park film that would be dedicated to Disney's failures. With Parker and Stone already planning out parody songs as well to mock Disney in their future episodes and events for Paramount Plus and Comedy Central that will continue to poke fun at Bob Iger and Kathy Kennedy. Now guys, let me just stop right here before I move on to the big part of this development, is the fact that not only did Trey and Matt kickstart these conversations that are now happening between themselves and the Comedy Central heads and Paramount Global, the parent company, mind you. This is huge. We have not had a South Park film in quite a while, and the fact that they are in serious talks of making this a theatrical release instead of just streaming, I think would be the ultimate jab against Disney. Now again, this is all stuff that's being conversed right now between the creatives like Parker and Stone and the Comedy Central heads as a way to take action against Disney for what they did to them by creating all of that unnecessary drama that they wasted so much time on, all of those legal meetings that went absolutely in no direction. This is gold. The fact that we have people like Trey and Matt really calling things out like it is, and what Disney is really all about nowadays. The fact that they really are trying to really double down on Disney's nonsense as a source of their parody material is also going to benefit not only themselves as creators, but it's going to benefit Comedy Central and Paramount Plus for a rise in subscribers. Now, yes, we know that Paramount is not 100% innocent in everything here. We know that Paramount fully supports the hypocritical DEI agenda as well. They were very much vivid and apparent with that. And at the very minimum, we have at least South Park calling out Disney, and that's enough for me to kind of cheer for Parker and Stone. They are great individuals. I think that they are great creators, great people. They have a great sense of humor of all things happening in the world, and they really have no boundaries. Sure, they may not be as serious as they once were 10 plus years ago. They may have very well been watered down a little bit, but I think at the end of the day, this is going to be gold. So moving onwards, all of these conversations between the heads of Comedy Central were quickly moved ahead to the next phase of planning out a roadmap for a possible release date window sometime in 2025, and announcements planned by Parker and Stone by the middle point of next year. In addition to this, Trey and Matt are also preparing to mock The Little Mermaid, Snow White, Rachel Zegler, and the Daily Wire drama in a future event as well that was quickly accepted. They are also preparing to create a parody on the nonsense legal meetings that Disney stirred up between their legal team and Comedy Central's that went absolutely nowhere, mind you. To top things all off, Comedy Central is planning to make a major announcement by January of next year about a new event that will continue the story of the Panderverse, though this event will not be called Panderverse Part 2 and will hold a brand new title. What was also greenlit is the story of the Panderverse will make its way into the proposed South Park film that is now in serious talks and conversations between everyone at Comedy Central and South Park Studios after obtaining record-level Paramount Plus subscriptions. Now look, we know that Disney Plus is an ever-failing business model. We know that, Disney knows that, and they're trying to do whatever they can to really save it. In the worst way, mind you. We have had Bob Iger announcing this just weeks ago, that rate hikes are on the horizon, and they will be dialing back on some of their content. So, they're upping the price of Disney Plus. At the same exact time, they're going to be removing movies, TV shows, documentaries, stuff like that, off of the platform. And that is just truly unfair. It's ludicrous to think that Disney believes that that is a business move that would be successful. It just goes to show you how they lack of leadership skills, and they deserve everything of what's coming at them right now. Not just by South Park, but by the fandoms of Marvel and Star Wars, and from the Daily Wire, of what Ben and Jeremy are doing with Snow White and the Evil Queen to take on Snow White 2025. So anyway, guys, drop a comment below, fill me in below in the comments what you all have to say about this, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel, and I will catch you guys later.